Hello, welcome to the channel. It is time this week to look at the YouTube comments. I picked out some very good ones. We got some very happy ones, we have some very inquisitive ones, and we got some Debbie Downers and some salty spittoons in here too. So it's going to be a very all over the place comment reading section. And man, I just love reading these comments. Some of these comments are like the comments of all time sometimes, and it's just how it is. I love it. If you guys want to be in this video, leave a comment. You might make the cut. You never know. We'll start with Angel Calero 5416. Yo, these Sunday Showdown are lit. You should keep doing this with all the top contending decks that can take nationals. This is a great idea. It is a good idea. And once BT14 kind of cools off, probably into January, we'll start doing EX5. That is part of the plan, assuming these continue to do like okay. The Sunday Showdown videos are doing okay. They're not phenomenal, but like they're fine right now, and I don't mind doing them. It's okay. It's okay right now. We'll see what happens. Zerhiom, when will you upload your Mirage list? This is a deck that I am going for in BT14 and still my doubts on level 5 ratios. Good games and great content as always. Good question. I will tell you that... I'll tell you how I do things. I will sometimes upload deck lists or pics or profiles on my Patreon, but usually I will do them on Twitch first. Like for example, I already know I did Mirage Galgamon on my Twitch at some point. It's already there. It's in one of the VODs. You can go through my Twitch VODs if you can find it if you want. I think it's like a couple streams ago at this point. But yeah, it's all the deck profiles go on Twitch first. It's part of the incentivizing my viewers to go to my Twitch to find out the sauce ahead of time kind of incentive. Mirage Galgamon will hit YouTube eventually. I don't know when, but eventually. It'll get there, I'm sure. QB427, nice gameplay Mario. I was wondering, do you think you would do one of these gameplay videos with maybe some lower tier decks? Was thinking seeing everyone always has gameplay on the meta decks would be nice if sometimes there's gameplay on the funner decks like 4-Ray Dragons, Numon, Tyrannomon, etc. What do you think? Thanks for the amazing content. I think it's a reasonable idea. I uploaded a good contender for a basically table 500 match from the weekend. And I might do it on this weekend's Sunday Showdown. It's truly one of the matches of all time. I might do it. I don't know yet, but I do plan on splashing in some, fun stuff like this. Not often, but occasionally. I think it's good. I think it's fun. This is Uprising, says that more offline events would be great, but could we still keep some online tournaments? I'm literally the only person in my city that plays, and the only way I can play is online. If my vacation time and budget is in line, I'll gladly try to travel for offline events. I hope there's a way Bandai could find a good middle point for both online and offline. So when I uploaded my video on like how to like change Digimon, fill out the survey and all that, a lot of the comments were like, yeah, offline tournaments would be great, but please don't completely remove online online tournaments. I think that was like the consensus. More than half the people's comments were like that. I'm like, I don't really care. I just want more offline tournaments. Please, if you keep the online tournaments too, whatever. Whatever. That's just what I want. You know what I mean? There'll be a better comment to explain something like this soon. So we'll get there shortly. I do not make vids yet. Said Mario really turned into a keyboard warrior on the last question there. You know, I have nothing to say to that except the fact that if people are going to be stupid and say stupid things, I think I can respond in a semi-appropriate approach. I will never resort to being a keyboard warrior. That's not the way I want to do things. I don't have time for that. But you know, people say some things, and that's a YouTube comment. I might smash them a little bit, or maybe like on Twitch. On Twitch, we do a lot of poop talking. We do. It's an environment. It's a place. Vox Core. I don't see hand traps being bad for Digimon. And these hand trap cards cost you 4 memory if they leave the battle area. I can't think of any hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! That this kind of balance. Vox Core is correct right now, but I think is missing the point. Again, I've said this before. I will say this again. The hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! When hand traps first started in Yu-Gi-Oh! Were not that crazy. Karibo was nothing. Then we had things like DD Crow. And then we had things like Hanawada, and then it was Effect Veiler. But before you know it, we had also Gore's Battle Fader Tragodia. Those were cool. Then before you knew it, we had Max C. And before you knew it, we had Ash Blossom. Then before you knew it, we had Nibiru and D-Shifter. And those were cards. Those are cards. Those are hand traps. And we have Drone Lockbird. That's a stupid hand trap too. Artifact Lancia. That's a ridiculous hand trap. The point is they're coming. As power creep hits the game, as it continues to do, the hand traps will also power creep. They're not a big problem right now. They will become a big problem. That's the point. Watch. Wait and see. Now, I don't normally include comments this long, but this is a good one. From Megidramon. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I include this comment, because, of course, Megidramon. Of course. Hey Mario, your privilege is showing hardcore in this video. Not everyone can travel for many reasons, not just money. Sure, money's a huge portion, but also there are people with disabilities that can't make it to offline events, wheelchair users, people who don't do well with large crowds, people who have sensitivity to high volumes, people with hearing problems that wouldn't be able to hear their opponent over a draw in a regional event, people who have familiar responsibilities, people who are afraid of travel, etc. You gotta stop with the privilege hating on online tournaments. This is a very funny comment. So, I can't respond to this nicely. I've thought about like a way that I could respond to this that's reasonable. I think I sort of have an answer. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm not thinking about disabled people. I have a disabled family member. Not like direct family member, but like I have dealt with this. I understand the trials and tribulations of what that's like. I've been there. I've helped. I occasionally continue to help. It's what I do. I understand that. But on the same token, this is going to sound really bad. This is going to sound terrible. And there's no other way to word it. And I apologize for it. Some people cannot do everything. What do I mean by that? Well, some people are disabled. Some people cannot do this. Okay? Just like some people have other restrictions. For example, I have really bad allergies. I literally can't camp. If I go camping, I'll die. Straight up. Unless it's a problem. I have very bad allergies. So it restricts some of my activities. Camping's something I've always really wanted to do. But it's literally something I can't do. My point is this. If you can't enjoy your hobby to the fullest, it's time for a different hobby. Maybe Digimon or card games, maybe it's not the hobby for you. I don't have any other way to word that. It sounds kind of crass, and it is kind of crass, but not everyone can do anything. And yeah, I'm privileged in the sense that I am not disabled, that I, make it work for myself, but a lot of it's hard work too. There are people in my local area that can't go to card tournaments because they work a minimum wage job and whatever. And that's what they choose to do. But me, I've worked my ass off for years. I make six figures. You know what I mean? If I didn't do that, I couldn't go to these tournaments. It is what it is. Plus, everyone has different needs, wants, restrictions, and, I get it. I really do get it. Maybe it's time to figure out something else. That's all I'm going to say on that. It sounds kind of insensitive. It's the best way I can word it. Not everything is for everyone, and we can't pretend that anyone can do everything, because it's simply not true. The Sushi in me says Mario is like our Digimon dad. I'll be your daddy. We got Rygar. So about Diamond Ace falling in price. It has. And will continue to fall in price, by the way, because of that Diaboromon premium thing we're getting. It'll keep going down in price. However, news has come out of the woodwork about a Diaboromon alternate WinCon in BT7, which is conveniently when this appeared. And I'm going to give you guys the honest truth. It will explode and it will go back down in price. BT17 is not here. It's a year away almost for us. Trust me, it will fall back down in price after it goes up. If you have Diaboromon cards that are exploding, you should sell them now while the hype is fresh. But man, like we still need to get we still need to finish BT16 reveals. We don't even know EX6 reveals yet. We still have a long time to go before BT17 is really in our thoughts. So yes, cards are going up, cards will go down. Relax. It's going to be okay. Noah says, if I have a plumbing problem, it means I need more fiber in my diet. And he's 100% correct. That's true. This is another good comment. Jumpy Sniper. I do find it interesting to criticize others for not having proof of their criticisms, but you only recently started showing your own gameplay, own work gameplay-wise, only your word that you tested a list to a certain point. And some people have commented on this. We got a few people, Patreon is there. I can be a bit of an elitist, but it can be right often. And this Third Strike, man, just dumped all over me saying I cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which never happened. And the Ultimate Cup scenario, my whole Burning Greymon situation. I've talked about this before. Yes, I added a Burning Greymon to my hand as an Agumon on stream once. Did I know it was Vitramon at that point in time? No, I had no reason to think that. I do now. I learned. Learning experience. Life happens. Life moves on. Did I play an accidentally 46-card deck one time? I sure did. We move on. Life moves on. Mistakes happen. There are people that have camera angle issues, and they stack their decks, and they do this, and they do that, and whatever, and, they all this shit. Anyway, so going back to this guy. Going back to this Jumpy Sniper guy. The actual main comment here. I want to pose to you a question. My question is simple. What facility or what mechanism should I use to prove everything you want to see? Let me break this down for you. On a week, on average, I'll play maybe 12.5 matches. That's the thing I'll do. And if there's a tournament I'm testing for, we make time, we increase that number. But 18 or so matches seems to be the norm. I also have a playtesting group that will playtest my decks for me because I'm the only one in my group that works 80 plus hours a week. So my time's a little bit restricted. That's okay, whatever. What I want to know from Jumpy Sniper is how exactly would you like your gameplay? The Jesse is correct. Some of it's on Patreon. It's a sampling. But you see, we got to also think about it from a logistical standpoint, right? If it takes X amount of time to upload a video, and by the way, I can't upload videos while I'm at my accounting day business. I can't upload videos while I'm streaming because bandwidth issues. You just can't do that, right? They'll never upload. While I'm sleeping, I'll usually upload a video to something, a Patreon or whatever, while I'm sleeping. Because I'm sleeping. I'm not doing anything else. I'll let the computer do a little bit of work. Whatever. And if I have time, whatever, I'll just be, and I'm doing other work at home or whatever, I'll just upload, as I remember to do it. What exactly would you like me to do? Yes, I understand that, there's not a lot of proof. And I've seen this before. I've seen this, before. Often enough. It's not the first time I've seen this comment in this kind of tone of voice, tone of text, whatever. What would you like? It's just simply not feasible for me to record and upload 18 matches worth of content a week anywhere. YouTube, first of all. I do market watches on Monday and Thursday. I have my comment reviewing videos. I save Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for other videos I want to make. Gameplay, I never really intended to upload a whole lot of gameplay on this channel. Gameplay, I think, is just not the best content in the world. Unless you're card protagonist or something equivalent. So with that being said, it's not content I want to produce or upload. These Sunday Showdown things are an experiment. But what exactly do you want me to do? So if you have any suggestions, please reach out. I read all my comments. I'll come to your comment. I'll read it eventually. And if it's a practical thing that I can do, that's fine. And I've also thought about, paying people to do uploads for me and record and whatever. But that's just asking to hemorrhage money. That's not something I'm going to do. So anyway, If you, Jumpy Sniper, have a reasonable idea, or anyone else in the comment section, please let me know. But trust me, if I have nothing else, I have my integrity. And there are people that upload deck profiles, they don't really test them. I at least go out of my way to test my deck profiles so you guys know they work. Enough said on that. I spent way too long on this comment. Digicord says, I'm not sure I understand the build game plan with only 2 purple level 5s and a loose small chaos mode. It's very easy. You draw them. You deck thin, you deck win, you get them. And if you're not getting them, then you just play yellow vaccine for a bit. That's all. That's literally it. That's the answer. I never really have an issue getting one of my purple level 5s. And if it's slow a little bit, that's okay. The deck has other game plans too. It's not a terrible idea sometimes to just hard evolve the Mastermon and heal one from trash. It's not the worst thing you can do in the world. And you play enough control cards so that you can control your opponent, so that you can have time to dig through your stuff anyway. Mastermon is a very slow roll. That's just how it is. I've never had any issues. I've never had any issues. So, except the odd brick. But, you know, if it met my criteria for testing, it's doing fine. Again, Mastermon, I remember saying in my video, try the deck before you knock the deck. And I bet people that left comments like this didn't even try it. Some people are just the worst. I don't know. Darklight says this deck screams we are going to time out in every match. If you're slow, yes. But if you're like me, no. And we're going to end today's video on a nice wholesome comment. Coco Tie 6GF. Love my D-Brigade. I shelled out on those alt arts pre those prices exploding up. I'm so happy. Don't care if they go down in a month. I plan to play DigiPolice for the next few sets, and 16 has more reveals. So excited. And I'm really happy that people are finding their niche and their wants in Digimon. It's important. I want people to play Digimon. So it's nice that people have something they look forward to. And yeah, that'll do it for this very long-winded video of comment review. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you later. Bye.